But the person who created this life with me is making me feel like I'm going through this pregnancy alone. I just felt like it was time for me to just exit the scene. I'm single. I decided to leave at 5 months pregnant because I decided to choose myself. So this whole situation honestly has kind of proven to me and made me understand why I keep my standards high. Just because you say you love me doesn't mean I feel loved by you. Okay, child, am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celina, for those of you that are new. For those who are returning, what's up, what's good, what's poppin'? Okay, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your post notifications on, okay, friends? But yes, what's up? So as you guys can tell by the title, we're about to do a life update on my life. On my life, okay? You guys know that I'm pregnant. Actually, when I'm filming this, I'm literally going into my third. Today's the first day of my third trimester. Like, it's actually crazy how quick but slow my pregnancy has went. I feel like I found out when I was 3 weeks pregnant. You guys were even there to find out with me. You guys were the first ones to know because I showed you guys. Even though you guys were technically not the first ones to know, you guys were the first ones to know. But I found out when I was 3 weeks pregnant, and then now I can't believe like I'm 28 weeks pregnant. And in the beginning it went by super quick. I mean super slow. But now I feel like you're telling me I only have like 12 more weeks. 12 more weeks? Like that's nothing. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's insane. So I'm like, and I think honestly, yeah, 12 weeks. What? And I'm gonna really, like, my baby's gonna be here with me. Like, you guys, I'm gonna be holding him and you guys are gonna be meeting him for the first time. I'm gonna be meeting him for the first time. He's gonna be in this world for the first time in like 12 weeks only. That, friends, that's crazy. But we're doing a life update, or like just like what y'all all been asking me pretty much in the comments about. We're doing a little update, okay? I'm gonna provide you guys with what's been going on. You guys know I'm real with y'all. You guys have watched my life literally for the past like 4 years. So I owe it to you guys to just be transparent and put it all on the table, okay? Because why? This is my life. This is my journey, just everything. It's me. So I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I have my little notes here. And we're just gonna talk about it. So like I said, I am 28 weeks pregnant when I'm filming this, and it's just so surreal. I am very grateful for my baby and this journey and this new chapter. You guys know I also turned 30 this year, so it's been, I'm literally in a whole new chapter. Not only am I in my 30s now, but I'm also jumping into my motherhood chapter. Like, what's up, what's good, what's poppin'? It's Big Mama Lena, okay? But yeah, so let's talk about it, okay? Like I said, you guys have been watching me for about 4 years. You guys know I had weight loss surgery. I was 300 pounds. I lost 135 pounds. My lowest was about 165, 163, 162. Like, it was around 165-ish. I maintained for a while, gaining like maybe like 5 pounds here and there. I did tear my ACL, but you guys have seen my journey all the way up until now, today. You guys been there for it all, okay? So I did go on, like, not only did I go on like a weight loss journey, you guys know I went on a self-love journey. I feel as if yes, it's I've always said like it's bigger than the weight loss. I did learn to love myself. I learned what I deserved. I learned my worth. I learned like expectations, okay? I learned accountability. I learned that the way people treat you is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of them. them. So it was just like a lot that I did go through these past 4 years, and I'm so grateful for the growth. I know that you guys have seen the growth within me. You guys have literally seen me living my best life, traveling, pretty much doing everything that I wanted to do in my 20s. I was talking to my mom and I was like, to be honest, I have no regrets. Like, I literally accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish in my 20s, as far as traveling, getting my credit how I wanted it, getting my bank account how I wanted it to look, just being where I wanted to be career-wise. Like, I've literally accomplished everything, every goal that I really set for my 20s. So I'm super proud of myself, and I'm so grateful to be going into this next chapter, into my 30s as a mom. So I'm gonna be a mommy. Yes, I'm so excited. But yeah, so let's talk about it. So you guys, like I said, I am currently pregnant, and if you can't tell by the title, I am single. Okay, so we will refer to my ex-boyfriend as my baby daddy. Okay, so we're gonna refer him to as my baby daddy. I'm not gonna say no names or anything like that. You guys have seen many people on my channel, not only like friends and family, but relationships as well, throughout these 4 years. So
relationships don't even last that long. My friends talking about, Diddy, you always in a relationship, like you need to pick one and settle down. I bust a K Michelle on their ass. I tell them,
people being on my channel and you guys kind of like seeing my life, like I said, I'm very transparent. So if they willingly were on my channel, they were on my channel. You know what I'm trying to say? So you've seen them. You guys know that we did a gender reveal. We did do a gender reveal, but I did a pregnancy announcement on here as well. So you guys have seen that. Like I said, you guys were here when I found out I was pregnant. All of that, took the pregnancy test, baby. I couldn't believe I was pregnant. I said, oh, wow. Wow, Celina, you really outdid yourself. Okay. But yeah, so some of you guys have been like, oh, where's your boyfriend? Where's your baby daddy? Da, 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 da. We're no longer together, okay? We're no longer together. I did break up with him. I left the situation because it just was not serving me anymore.
Not enough is that baby mama who learned her lesson, got her baby and got gone. That baby mama is not talked about enough. Because there are baby mamas out there. When they seen the relationship wasn't going to work out, or whatever the situation was, they knew their worth, they got their baby, they got gone. They're not worried about what their baby daddy is doing, who he is dating. They're not even worried about the baby daddy being a part of the child's life. If he does, that's great. If he doesn't, they're still going to handle their business regardless. They learned their lesson and they got gone. That baby mama's not talked about enough. Let me tell you something. Don't ever feel bad that you had a child by a man that did you wrong, or a man that he's not a good daddy. He's not active in the child's life, or a man that's no good. Don't you ever feel bad that you got pregnant. That baby is a blessing regardless. Get your baby and get gone. You do what you got to do and you handle your business. You should be proud of yourself if you got your baby and got gone. There are so many people out here sticking around tolerating all kind of mess, tolerating all kind of toxicity, tolerating just to maintain a family. A healthy family dynamic is beautiful. A healthy co-parentingship is beautiful. And you can have that too. But nothing and no one is worth your peace of mind, your self-worth, and your respect. You deserve love and happiness. You deserve commitment. You deserve a healthy relationship with the person that you had a baby with. And if you don't have that, get your baby. Handle your business. But most importantly, get gone. You are not damaged goods. Do you hear me? Get your baby. Get your respect. Get your self-worth. Get your peace of mind and get gone.
Let's start from the beginning, I guess. Now, I don't want to get too in deep with certain things, I guess, but I do want to make sure that I tell you guys the full story, the truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, so yes, we were in a relationship, and again, I've taken full accountability for everything that I've done on my part. Every part that I played in this situation, I've taken full accountability for it. So I do understand some of this stuff might sound a little crazy to you guys, like as far as when I tell you guys like, oh, we only dated for this long and then I got pregnant. I've taken full accountability for that. So please don't be in the comments talking about, oh, well, why didn't y'all date longer? Da, 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 da. That's why y'all should be married. Da, 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 da. But I know you guys are not like that. You guys are my friends. You guys ride for me. So you guys understand that this is life. This is like, I always say, like, life is like playing the game Monopoly or like playing the game Life, where you kind of just roll a dice and you landed on this square. This is what it is. So figure it out. But I really enjoy going through life, to be honest, because you learn different lessons. If I never would have rolled the dice and landed on like a certain square, I would never have learned the lesson that I've learned. So again, I take full accountability for every part that I played in this situation here. But yeah, so like I said, starting from the beginning, I found out I was pregnant, you guys. The thing is with my baby daddy, we did only date for about 6 months. Was it 6 months? 5 months. 5 months. We only dated for 5 months before I got pregnant. So that was like the first kind of like red flag, I guess. But as far as in our relationship, not necessarily his red flag or my red flag. I'm not here to like really talk down on him. I'm really here to just tell the story. So that was kind of, you know, the first thing, like, okay, you guys haven't been together for long, blah blah blah. That's fine, whatever. Babies are a blessing regardless, so that's how I'm looking at it. You guys saw that we went to Michigan and we told my mom that I was pregnant. You guys saw that she was so ecstatic. Child, she scared me. I thought she was gonna pass out or something. Remind you, that was the first time that my mom met my baby daddy, plus we were telling her that I was pregnant. Child, I'm surprised she didn't pass out, because I would have. Okay, but my mom, she knows that this is my life, and she's very supportive of like just whatever. So, and y'all know she's excited. She was excited. You guys saw that we went to, I think we went to like Burlington, TJ Maxx, and just got random baby stuff. Like, she's equally as excited as I was, and that was a blessing. She opened up, you know, her home and just everything to us, and just made us feel so comfortable. Now, it was the complete opposite with his mom, but you guys did not see that because I don't really film around like his family or nothing, anything like that. But long story short, shortly after when we got back from Michigan, we did tell my baby daddy's mom and things like that, and it was a very uncomfortable situation that I choose to not be in ever again. It was just really off-putting. You would have thought that, like, I've met her multiple times, so you would have thought like her reaction would have been a little bit different, but it was completely opposite. It was like night and day from my mom's reaction and her reaction. So that's what her, whatever, him, and I did not feel protected in that situation. So that kind of honestly is what kind of started a little bit of the discouragement when it came to our relationship, because I just feel like literally when we told his mom that I was pregnant, it was really off-putting. It was like it literally physically made me sick. Like, I remember I was texting my mom like, I need to get out of here now, okay? I'm trying to find a way out. In a minute I'm gonna scream and run out the door, because it was just so weird. Like, it was really weird. And like I said, I did not feel protected in that situation. Just like the comments that his mom made and things like that, I just didn't feel protected, because there was no like protecting me in that situation, especially me being, you know, this is I'm pregnant and I'm supposed to be your girlfriend, and you can tell that I'm uncomfortable, all of that. So whatever, that is what it is. But like I said, that kind of started the discouragement in my eyes of our relationship. So after that, cool, whatever. You guys know I was living at my other apartment. Again, I was pretty early. I think when I told my mom I was like 8 or 9 weeks pregnant. But So I was pretty early, and I knew that I needed to move to a bigger apartment because at the time I lived in a 1-bedroom, and y'all know I got a lot of clothes. Baby, that wasn't gonna work for me and my little baby. It just wasn't. So I lived by myself when I was in that 1-bedroom apartment, and I live by myself currently now. Like, my name is the only name on this lease. It's only going to be me and my little baby in this apartment. I did move to a 2-bedroom, like I said, because I knew that I needed to get into a bigger space before I had my baby. Now, I was going back and forth on like buying a house and just moving into an apartment, but I just could not commit to buying a house in like the specific locations that I was looking at. I just did not like them. And especially when it came to like, now I gotta think like, where do I want my little baby to go to school? I want nothing for the but the best for him. The schools that I was looking at was not like close to that area. It wasn't working. So I figured that, you know, living in an apartment and getting a 2-bedroom apartment would, in the location that I want, would be the best decision for me. So that's when I did move. Like I said, I'm looking at my notes. So I did move into my 2-bedroom apartment, and again, I live here by myself. You guys really, I mean, my baby daddy doesn't live with me. Like, he lives with his mom at their house. He does not live with me. So as far as like seeing him every single day in my vlogs, you guys would have never seen that. You guys did not see that, honestly, even when I was in my 1-bedroom apartment, but for sure not at this apartment, because I'm gonna tell y'all why. But so that's that. Yeah, that's the living situation. I live by myself. My baby is gonna live here with me. Cool. I got a 2-bedroom now. I got enough space. Love that. You guys have seen in my vlogs my baby's room, everything that we have for him. Like, my mom and my auntie showed up and showed out when it comes to my baby. Thank you. Okay, but yeah, so what's the next little topic? So that's all right. That was the living situation, and kind of like I said, how long we dated. It was only about 5 months before I got pregnant. Let's see. But yeah, so I also, because I did get pregnant fairly early into our relationship, I did realize that obviously there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. He has to learn things about me. I had to learn things about him. Because I got pregnant early into our relationship, I feel like there needed to be a lot more dating. And it was just weird because when I moved to this 2-bedroom, I feel like I never seen my baby daddy, to be honest. Like, I mean, it was like I would see him every 3 to 4 weeks. As far as like, oh, you want to go get something to eat? Like, okay, sure. Yes, we would talk on the phone. Like, he would call me and ask me like, what did I eat today? How was work? What am I doing, pretty much. That would be the 3 questions every single day. And it was,
that man is in survival mode. The most you can expect is the least. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
it was just like, okay, like, you guys saw when before I moved, we were going on, like, we would go out, we would hang out often. Like, he would come over a couple times a week, and then he would come over on the weekends as well. So when I moved to this other apartment and he really wasn't coming over and things like that, it was like really, really weird. So, and I did bring this up to him multiple times. I realized during, like, with my self-love journey too, you only can give somebody so many chances. After that, like, we're all adults. I also feel like I've learned the lesson that people don't have to forgive you. They don't. People don't have to necessarily continue a relationship or a friendship with you even if you apologize. They don't. So,
unpopular opinion, but I think we need to normalize giving up on people. That person that disrespected you, they betrayed you, they had the choice to choose you and they chose to say fuck you, give up on them. And I don't care who it is, mama, auntie, brother, cousin, girlfriend, husband, fuck them. All right, no more trying to see the best in them. No more making excuses for their behavior. Accept them as they are, accept them for who they are, and reject them, get rid of them, discard them completely out your life. Because I don't think people understand how dangerous it is to keep somebody like that around you. Like, that energy is transferable, bro. You around them long enough, you gonna become them. And I ain't trying to come from a selfish mindset, okay? There's nothing wrong with having empathy for somebody. But empathy without boundaries is self-abandonment, okay? You helping somebody shouldn't come at the cost of your mental health. Let them do what they want, let them be what they want, and get the fuck away from them.
My whole thing is if I bring something up to you as a concern and you acknowledge it, I do expect you to kind of, you know, I expect to see some action behind those words, pretty much, which I feel like I failed to see. It was a lot of talking, a lot of words, but no actions behind those words. So that's what I had to learn on my self-love journey as well, is that people, I'm not even talking about relationships, I'm talking about friendships as well, but people literally will tell you what you want to hear with no change behavior. So if I'm telling you that, oh, you know, I don't feel like why don't we go on dates, why don't we go out, like, why don't you ever just come over and we hang out, like, it was none of that, and I still don't see a change, to me it's like a slap in the face. Even if you're saying like, okay, like, I understand, like, I'm gonna show you the change, da 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 da, and it was just like, are you? No, you're not. So that was one of the things. Like I said, I left. I decided to leave the relationship because I cannot, especially, so this is my whole thing too. Just because you say you love me doesn't mean I feel loved by you, okay? Again, actions speak louder than words. People can tell you all day, oh yeah, I love you, I care about you, but they don't how are they showing you they love you? There's no consideration, there's nothing. It's just words, just a bunch of words. And I worked so hard these last 4 years not to fall for people's words, pretty much. So yeah, I decided to be single. How do I feel about being single and pregnant? To be honest, it was more so like, I want to be able to enjoy the rest of my pregnancy without being emotionally and mentally drained and putting expectations on somebody where I pretty much had him on a pedestal. I had to bring him down.
Child. Anyway, so
because that was my mistake. Like I said, I take full accountability for every part that I played in this, but I did have him on a pedestal at one point, and I had to come to reality and realize, like, he's not capable of loving me at the level that I deserve to be loved, pretty much. And I also have to remember, not only do I have to worry about myself, but I have to worry about my baby as well. I have to be in a good space mentally, emotionally, physically, because I have somebody else that I have to take care of other than myself. I have to make sure that I'm providing emotional support, mental support, physical support to my baby, and I have to have nothing but good vibes and support and a village around me who is going to be able to help me lead my child in the direction that I want them to be led in. So pretty much, like, we also live 2 different lifestyles as well. You guys know I'm very independent, I'm very self-sufficient, I'm very a go-getter. You guys know I'm a hustler baby, and I take accountability for a lot of the things that for everything in my life I take accountability for. I realized, because we've been dating for only 5 months, the further we got into our relationship, I realized, like, we weren't raised the same. We were not raised the same. We don't have the same outlook when it comes to life. we don't have the same, we're just two different levels. I feel as if, so the vision that I've always, I have a vision for my kids. I have a vision specifically for my son, as far as I don't want him to get it out the mud. I will never allow my kids to get it out the mud. I personally like want them to get it out the garden from the seeds that I planted. So that is the biggest thing that I realized when it comes to, you know, this baby that's going to be born here. We definitely have different lifestyles, different expectations. My son is not gonna get it out the mud. If I had to lay in the mud so he can walk on top of me, he will never get it out the mud, I promise you. Because I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at right now, and I cannot allow anybody to pull me down. I realized it is easier for somebody to pull you down off of a chair than it is for me to lift somebody up. So that's where I feel like me and my baby daddy have two different expectations, two different lives. Yeah, me, him. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
And one thing about it, bitch, as soon as a nigga start being mean as fucking me because he ain't got no damn money, bitch, I'm out of there. You not about to be calling me big money, asking me for $20 on Cash App every day. Like, bitch, talking about some times hard right now, baby. Come back when times ain't hard. Because one thing about it, there's many ways to get a bag. The fuck you broke fuck.
We definitely do have two different lives. And I mean, it is what it is. But I want the best for my baby. I want my baby is going to be like, y'all about to see, he's going everywhere. Like, he's traveling. I want him to see the world. I want him to have access to the best schools. Even if that's me paying out of pocket, I'm gonna make sure that my baby has the best of the best of the best. And I just feel like that's something that I know that I can accomplish. But again, me and my baby daddy have two different outlooks on that. Two different outlooks. We come from two different worlds, it seems like. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So I feel like me being single, I can accomplish what I want to accomplish a lot more without me getting pulled down by somebody. Especially going through this self-love journey, and I continue to do it. It's a healing journey. It's going to be a continuous, it's a marathon, it's not a race. So me going on this self-love journey, I'm always going to be elevating. I'm always going to be leveling up. And if I have to surround myself with people who feel the same way. So that's how I feel. But yeah, friends, so sorry, my camera ran out of space. But yeah, so this whole situation honestly has kind of proven to me and made me understand why I keep my standards high. Because I just feel as if when you try to dim your own light so other people can shine, you're always going to take the loss. When you're trying to be in situations that you've already grown out of, you're always going to get the short end of the stick. And life isn't fair, and I understand that. I feel like I was going through this pregnancy alone, and I'm not saying that, like, my mom and like my friends and my family have been very supportive, and I'm grateful for them when it comes to my pregnancy journey. But the person who created this life with me is making me feel like I'm going through this pregnancy alone. I just felt like it was time for me to just exit the scene. Okay, y'all know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's not fair to me. And like I said, I really am trying to enjoy the rest of my pregnancy with a clear mind, and just people around me who fully support me and fully like understand how I want to raise my child, how I want the rest of my life to go. How I know, like, you can't plan your life 100%, but you know, people understand. Like I said, I refuse to have my son get it out the mud. I'm sorry. I refuse. My son is never, and I also refuse to have my son go around and think that it's okay for somebody to treat women with the bare minimum, or less than the bare minimum. I really refuse for my son to see that. I want my son to see, you know, love is shown with action, not just words. I want my son to see his mom happy and being loved correctly. Because like I said, not only do I have to worry about myself, but now I have two little bitty eyes looking at me, looking up to me, and I have to set a good example. No, it's not okay to, you know, be treated the bare minimum. It's not okay to not be considerate when you're in a relationship, any relationship, not even just like a, you know, just even with my son's friendships and stuff. I don't want him to think that it's okay not to be considerate. It's okay to do the bare minimum. So I feel like for my best interest and my son's best interest, I did have to end the relationship with my baby daddy. So you guys probably will not see him on this channel. Probably not. I mean, you guys might see him, you know, randomly. I mean, yeah, no, y'all not about to see him. Child, why am I lying to y'all? You guys are not gonna see him, but I am very, just know that I'm not like upset, I'm not sad or anything. I'm very accepting of it. I'm glad that I went through my healing and self-love journey, and I continue to go on that journey, but I'm glad I'm at this place that I'm at now, to where I can identify where I am getting the bare minimum and where I can leave that situation. I'm just leaving this situation with a blessing, which is my son, and I'm so happy and so excited. I can't wait to meet him. And yeah, so that's kind of like my life update, friends. As far as it goes with my relationship and things like that, I will do other updates on different parts of my life, but I felt like I did owe you guys this, because you guys, some of y'all be DMing me and like, you okay, Celina? Child, am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. I am okay. I have a great support system, a great village, and like I said, my baby's gonna be loved, so loved, and I'm so excited to share this next chapter with you guys. And thank you guys for continuing to support me and continuing to be, you know, cheering me on. Y'all really like my family. Y'all, you know, y'all my friends. What's up, what's good, what's poppin'? Okay, but yeah, friends, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little update that I had for you guys. Like I said, I'm single. I decided to leave at 5 months pregnant because I decided to choose myself. So if you're going through anything like that, please choose yourself. Please, please. I'm not for staying for the kids. I'm not for that, because like I said, my son deserves to see his mama happy. My son deserves to see, you know, what it looks like for a man to treat a woman that he truly loves. And you know what? One day somebody will wife me up, and know how to treat me the first time, okay? No chances. But yeah, friends, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, because you guys know what, I come with a video every single day. Why would you miss it? Until next time, bye, friends.